Welcome back to our epic field trip. Today I wanted to share with you a campground review of the Thousand Trails in Las Vegas. This campground is conveniently located for city activities. It's near the Boulder Highway exit off of I-15 on the east side of Las Vegas. Now, your GPS may direct you to take the Boulder Highway exit off of 515. And if you are fine with doing a U-turn on a 6-lane highway and doing that U-turn where there's no light, then it's perfectly fine. You can absolutely get there off that Boulder Highway exit. But if that makes you a little bit nervous, we recommend that you actually take the Flamingo Road exit and take Flamingo Road east all the way to Boulder Highway. You'll go north on Boulder Highway from there, and you'll get to the park very easily at that point. So you will have lights all along the way helping you make the turns, and you won't have to make a U-turn across a busy highway. Once you arrive, of course, you're going to check in at the gate as you normally do at a Thousand Trails campground. And you will get your site assignment at that point in time based on what's available. There are 2 pull-through sites at this campground, but those with only being 2, you're not likely to get a pull-through, so you probably will end up with a back-end site. There are plenty of sites that big rigs can get into. You should know that this is probably the tightest quarters in the Thousand Trails network that we've been in. So it's very, very tight backing in your rig, especially if there's a big rig on either side of you. Now, if you've got a smaller to medium-sized rig, you won't have any problem at all, of course. Even so, those sites are going to be very, very small. In most of the sites, there's really not any space for your picnic table to be next to your rig. And a lot of the sites have the picnic table towards the back of the rig, which is not ideal, right? But that's because you just don't have space between you and your neighbor. So, and a lot of the sites don't even have a picnic table at all. This is not a campground where you're going to come and hang out at your site. There's just not enough space. There's not any fire rings, there's not any barbecue pits, and like I said, the picnic tables, being able to access a picnic table is pretty questionable. Honestly, this is a city campground. It does say RV Resort in the title. However, I don't really consider it a resort. It's just too cramped. There is a pool and a hot tub by the pool, and the pool's open all year and it is heated, so that is a nice feature. But other than that, there's not really any other resort amenities at all. The real pro and the real benefit to this campground is the proximity to Las Vegas. So you are in the city limits, and the Strip is only 5 miles away. And you've got access to a couple of local casinos within walking distance. Arizona Charlie's is on one side of the entrance, and the Boulder Station is on the other side of the entrance. And you could even probably make it down to Sam's Town. I think that's a couple of miles south on Boulder Highway. So if you're looking for some casino action without having to go to the Strip, those options are very close by. There are a lot of restaurant options very close by as well. Now, being close into the city though, of course, you're going to experience the city noise, and unfortunately, there's a lot of air traffic noise as well. This campground seems to be on one of the main approach paths to Las Vegas Airport. So you're going to have the jetliners coming by at a fairly low altitude, not super low, but low enough that I could not film this review at the park. I had to come to another park, to a more quiet park, because the frequency of the air traffic noise was just too much to work around. So that being said, with the level of noise and the tight quarters at the park, you have to remember that it's really all about being around Las Vegas. You've got access to the Strip, so you've got all those activities that are there to do. Fremont Street is only about a 5-minute drive from the park, and very easy to access. And then of course you've got all the activities that are out and around Las Vegas. You can go to Red Rock Canyon for some amazing hiking. That's on the west side of town. On the northwest side of town, you can take a mountain excursion up to Mount Charleston, and a lot of times there is snow up there even in the summer. So if you happen to be here in the summer and you're looking for a break from the heat, I definitely recommend going to Mount Charleston. We've done that a number of times. And then Hoover Dam is close by, as well as is Lake Mead, and you can rent some watercraft, or if you have your own boat, you can put it in and have a great time doing some boating activities there at Lake Mead. So in general, the amenities at the park, like I said, are pretty much limited to the pool and the hot tub. There are a couple of dog areas. I wouldn't call them dog parks, both of them. One of the areas is fenced in, and so that's nice and convenient for the dog owners. And there are 3 bathhouses. Now the bathhouses are locked at all times, so you need the combination to get into those. And the laundry room is included in each of the bathhouses. The conditions of the bathhouses, unfortunately, are kind of like the sites. It's pretty tight in there, and it's very dated. The fixtures and the finishing in there is very dated. And there's no separate dressing area in the showers. So there's no separate dressing area adjacent to the showers for you to use. I really would not recommend planning to take a shower at the bathhouse. The laundry area, there are 2 of each machine in each of the bathhouses, except for one, which is handicap accessible. And 2 of the machines were out of order. So I probably wouldn't recommend planning to do a whole bunch of laundry at this campground either, as you may find that it's limited availability. I saw a lot of traffic going in and out of the laundry. I don't think it's going to be a great option for catching up on a whole bunch of laundry if you're coming in from the desert boondocking. There is a clubhouse that has free Wi-Fi available, and there are horseshoe pits right adjacent to the clubhouse, but that's really the only sports courts that are at this campground. There are not designated walking or hiking trails around this park. If you're looking to stretch your legs, it's really just going to be around the roads and the site roads of the park itself. If you're here in the summer, don't count on getting a lot of shade. There are quite a few trees around the park, but they're not very tall, and they're really not going to provide a whole lot of shade at all. I do want to say that the staff here are very friendly and accommodating, and overall we decided to give this campground a C. We will come back and stay here again because we have family in the area, and it's just too hard to pass up the no overnight charge when you're a Thousand Trails member. But the tight quarters don't make for a pleasant stay, and the overall condition of the amenities do need some improving. We have more details about this campground in our blog post, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. If you found this review helpful, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, go find your adventure.